travel and the kickoff to our busiest travel season of the year. I'm joined today by Mark Howell with TSA, who will share some tips about how to make your travel experience run smoothly and about what they expect to see this weekend at airports across the country. As you can see here in the terminal and across campus, RDU has returned to the fast-paced growth we experienced before the pandemic. In fact, this summer, we could exceed the record number of passengers we served during the same months in 2019. RDU has added 4 new airlines over the last year, and in 2023, we've added 35 routes, including 20 to brand new destinations. With leisure travel roaring back, we've added international flights to the Bahamas and Iceland, and expanded the number of flights to popular domestic destinations like Florida. Our Vision 2040 master plan is our guide to growing responsibly and expanding and upgrading our facilities to meet the increasing demand for air travel. Over the next several years, we'll touch every corner of the airport campus to make your travel experience at RDU even better. We've already made improvements to our terminals, like expanding the Terminal 2 security checkpoint behind me and adding new technology like the Clear Biometrics ID program. We plan to add more gates, increase parking options, and improve our roadway system. We're also pursuing the airport's most significant capital program, the replacement of our primary runway, which we hope to break ground on later this year. We're also reimagining RDU inside the terminals by adding more dining options, including some local favorites like BU Cafe. Concepts from acclaimed Raleigh chef and restaurateur Scott Crawford are also underway. While those improvements are in progress, we are preparing for a busy summer travel season. It's the busiest time of year at RDU, with even more passengers flying from May through August than we see during the winter holidays of Thanksgiving and New Year's. We expect to welcome more than 255,000 travelers from Thursday through Tuesday, an increase of nearly 20% over Memorial Day last year. Friday and Monday will be our busiest days, with nearly 49,000 travelers flying from RDU on Friday and more than 44,000 travelers on Monday. We're working with our partners at TSA and the airlines to anticipate staffing needs, and our guest experience team will be ready to assist travelers in the terminals. As always, we recommend you arrive early if you're flying out this weekend, at least 2 hours if you're flying domestically, and 3 hours for international flights. We also suggest visiting RDU.com before you come to the airport to check parking availability in the deck and the economy lots. You'll also want to make sure you know TSA's policies about what you can bring in your carry-on bag and what needs to be checked. Mark will share those tips with us now and tell us what TSA expects to see from passenger traffic across the country. Mark?
And thank you to RDU for inviting me to come speak today. Going to be a busy weekend, just like Crystal said. We're expecting about 12% more passengers last year this year versus last year for the Memorial Day travel period. Here at Raleigh, no change, and as you heard, much busier here. So strongly recommend that passengers plan ahead. And I think that's the key thing you need to think about when you're planning for Memorial Day travel, or really any summer travel, because it's going to remain busy all the way through the summer travel period. We've seen it actually pick up all the way from spring break, so it's kind of extended. But if you are planning to travel over the summer, or especially on the Memorial Day travel period, make sure that you plan ahead. Make sure you're planning to get to the airport a couple hours ahead of time. If you're parking or you're returning a rental car, factor that in addition to that 2 hours. And give yourself enough time to get through the check-in process and through security with enough time. Another thing we recommend is to start packing from an empty bag. A lot of times people will bring things in a suitcase that they weren't aware were in there, in a side pocket. Start with an empty bag, pack from there. Make sure you know what is and isn't allowed on board an aircraft. And we have a couple great resources to help you out with that. It's at Ask TSA. You can go to the TSA website. We have a tool called the Can I Bring My tool. And you can also send us a note on Ask TSA on either Facebook or Twitter. Between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., we'll have a representative get back to you. But you can even send photos of the items that you have a question about, and they'll respond back to you. We do see a lot of inexperienced travelers, new travelers that start to travel over Memorial Day and into summer. So if you need assistance with screening, we also have a great program called TSA Cares. If you need screening assistance for medical reasons, you can let us know ahead of time. We actually have trained passenger support specialists that will come out and meet you and help you get through the security screening process as you're traveling. Back to what I was talking about with prohibited items, though. Check your bag before you come to the airport, and a lot of families are traveling, so make sure that you're checking your kids' bags before you travel as well. A lot of times we'll see kids that will pack their own carry-on bag. Sometimes they'll put a BB gun or something else that's not going to be allowed on board an aircraft as well. So parents, not only check your bag, but check your kids' bags as well. So know what you can bring. Get to the airport with plenty of time. And speaking of kids, one other thing to add in there, we just announced earlier this week that if you have teenage children from 13 to 17 and you're a member of the TSA PreCheck program, your kids, if they are traveling with you on the same itinerary, are going to get TSA PreCheck with you as well. They don't have to be enrolled separately. So as long as they're on the same itinerary as you, they can go through the TSA PreCheck without you. Now, before it was just 12 and under, but now it's expanded all the way for up to 17 years old if they are flying on the same itinerary. So with that, pack your patience this weekend. Make sure that you get here with plenty of time. Take a breath, and please be nice to the TSA officers as you're going through. They are going to be working very hard to get people through here this weekend. The goal is to keep people through there in 30 minutes or less for standard screening, 10 minutes or less for TSA PreCheck. We recommend that you get here 2 hours ahead just to be safe, but that will give you enough time to get through the process. And we expect that it's going to be much lower than that throughout the weekend, but in those peak periods, especially in the mornings, as people are traveling out on the Friday and the Monday, it's going to be kind of busy because sometimes there will be enough volume to fill up that checkpoint pretty quickly. So plan ahead, get here early, factor in things like, again, parking, because it becomes a premium as you get into those holiday weekends. So with that, I'll wrap it up. So.
All right, thank you, Mark. Do you all have any questions?
What's the situation right now here at RDU? Do you expect that will really have an impact on this?
We've made great strides with hiring over the last couple months, and part of that is due to the administrator fighting for to get our officers pay raises. So it's a lot more enticing right now to come work for TSA, and we got a lot more folks coming in to do that. So we're almost at our allocated staffing level here. We're continuing to hire to make sure that we're prepared for the rest of the summer into Thanksgiving and Christmas. And in terms of how we're going to staff the checkpoint, it's going to be all hands on deck, especially in those busier days. In your Friday and Monday, we're going to flex overtime. We're going to use every resource we can to open as many lanes as possible to keep those wait times under 30 minutes for standard, under 10 minutes for TSA PreCheck. Okay.
All right, unless there are any other questions, that's all we have for today. Safe travels.